Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a great Valentine's Day. And if you are not celebrating Valentine's Day, I hope that you're fine with that, because really it's not a big deal. It's really not. It's just a day. So we're going to continue from where we left off yesterday. And where we were yesterday was a landlord-tenant hearing that seems to be all wrapped up in a nice little bow. They showed pictures of trash and filth and bugs, bed bugs, flies, and seemed like pretty open and shut. The judge kept saying to the prosecutor, or to the plaintiff, you do not have to keep going. You did your thing. You gave me what you needed to give me to carry your burden. You can stop now. And they kept going. You can stop now. They kept going. When we left off yesterday, the defense attorney was questioning an investigator, I think. Was it an investigator? Or was it someone from the office? I think it was an investigator. And the investigator was looking at notes. She's on Zoom, so she's not in the courtroom, okay? She was looking at some notes. And the last question we got from the defense attorney is, what are you reading from? What are you looking at? And she's like, just the information in the exhibits. That's all I'm looking at, all right? So, hi, Nay. So, that's where we're at. Are you ready? Well, I'm glad you are. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Did you ever draft any letters to Mr. Stroop about this issue?
No.
Did you contact Ms. Shanna Guardian about the bedbug issue?
No.
Did you ever contact anyone from Community Mental Health, also known as Pivotal, about bedbug issue?
No.
Were you made aware of delinquent accounts when you took over management and responsibility for this complex?
No.
Objection, Your Honor. This is not a non-payment of rent case. And then her general knowledge of accounts, she already testified. They're getting settled. She doesn't know about the accounts.
Was asked and answered.
Yeah, that's why I was just shoring up, making sure I shored up a loose end. So that we don't, as far as you're aware, October and November rent, you have not been told that those are not current. As far as you're aware, those are current.
I don't know.
Okay. Are you aware of steam treatment ever? Never. I'm sorry. I withdraw that question. Do you ever have any conversations with Officer Hayden?
No.
No. Are some of the tenants in this complex recipients of voucher assistance, housing choice voucher, or other type of?
Your Honor, objection is to relevance. What other tenants are eligible for?
I'll move on, Your Honor.
Sustain.
Has your
I left my drink downstairs. I have to leave. I can't go the whole way through this with no drink. So I just started my stream, and now I'm just going to leave you all flat. I'll be right back. Behave.
company issued any documentation to Mr. Stroop about his eligibility or lack of eligibility for a Department of Agriculture, USDA, or Rural Housing Services voucher?
No.
Are you aware that this property was a rural housing subsidized complex prior to the purchase?
Yes.
Are you aware that when a rural housing complex is purchased and the loan is accelerated, the tenants are potentially entitled to the issuance of a voucher?
Your Honor, objection as to the relevance of this question, and
Yes,
it appears to
again.
be outside the scope.
They have a duty to these tenants, to this tenant, and if they have neglected their duty to notify him of an available voucher, then that has impaired his ability to mitigate the damage and the harm to the unit by vacating.
Objection is sustained.
How many maintenance staff are on site at Pine Valley Place, Ms. Kazer?
Currently just one.
And is that staff full-time?
29 hours.
29 hours?
29.
Thank you. It was just a video feed. No further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Ms. Amato, do you have any questions for the witness?
2 questions, Your Honor. Ms. Kestner, are you responsible for Mr. Stroop's care?
No.
You indicated that you had been to his unit twice and your response was no such luck. What does that mean?
He did not answer the door. I was not able to have any verbal communication with Mr. Stroop.
Was he there?
Yes.
And how do you know he was there?
Because as I walked up to the building, he was on his sitting on his patio, and he proceeded inside.
But then did not answer the door.
Yes.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Redirect, Your Honor.
Yes.
Have you ever introduced yourself to the people at the complex?
With a letter, yes.
Did you have a name badge on?
When giving the letters,
I'm sorry, that's a good question. Did you have a name badge on when you approached Mr. Stroop?
no.
Did you have a uniform on?
No.
And did you ever place a phone call to Mr. Stroop?
No. But when approaching his unit and knocking, I did state who I was.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Casper. All right, any further evidence from the defense?
The defense calls Ms. Anna Farley as a witness.
You swear or affirm any testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true to the best of your knowledge and belief?
I do.
All right. Would you state your name, please?
Anna Farley, Farley.
Ms. Farley, are you employed by Community Mental Health, also known as Pivotal?
Yes.
And are you a social worker?
No, I'm a licensed professional counselor.
And are you part of the ACT team?
Correct. I'm the ACT team lead.
What is the ACT team?
Assertive community treatment is the most intensive treatment for individuals with severe and pervasive mental illness.
Are individuals eligible to be part of the ACT, recipients of the ACT team if they do not have severe mental illness?
No.
Is Mr. Stroop a participant, Mr. Kevin Stroop, a participant in the ACT program?
Your Honor, are you authorizing me to disclose?
No, I'm not. Do you have a release from Mr. Stroop to disclose this information?
We have a release on
I have a release for his attorney, and I do have a release for district court.
All right, we'll have to file that, but yes, if you have a release for the court, you may answer these questions.
Can you repeat the question?
Is Mr. Stroop a participant in the ACT program?
Yes.
Are you familiar with Mr. Stroop's tenancy? I'm sorry, I withdraw that question. Are you familiar with where Mr. Stroop lives?
Yes.
How long have you been been on his care team?
Since April of 2021.
Have you ever been in, no. Has he had bed bugs since April of 2021?
Yes.
Have you ever received a call from Ms. Kazer?
Her, no.
And does the ACT team, how many people are, how many pivotal employees are on the ACT team?
4.
What is the, what roles are they?
Myself, which is the lead clinician. We have another master social worker. We have a registered nurse, and we have a peer support specialist.
Were you aware that Mr. Stroop was facing eviction for bed bugs?
Yes.
Were you aware the complex was going to thermally treat the unit at the beginning of 2025?
Yes.
Was that treatment part of a court case?
Yes.
Did you help Mr. Stroop prepare his unit for that treatment?
Yes.
Were you present when the pest control company showed up?
For the heat treatment?
Yep.
Yes.
Was his unit prepared for the heat treatment?
Yes.
Have you been present for any other pest control treatment at Mr. Stroop's apartment since that day?
No.
After that day, did you become aware that Mr. Stroop was still being bitten by bed bugs?
Yes.
Were you aware of any steam treatment being performed on his unit?
By steam treatment, I'm not sure what you mean by steam treatment.
Were you aware of any treatment, any non-chemical treatment performed on his unit after that initial heat treatment?
No.
Were you ever provided information about preparing his unit for non-chemical treatment after that initial heat treatment?
No.
Were you ever asked to help get his unit prepared for a treatment, a non-chemical treatment after that initial heat treatment?
No.
Are you allowed to enter Mr. Stroop's unit right now?
When you say allowed.
I'm sorry. Under the ACT team rules, under the obligations of Pivotal, are you prohibited from entering Mr. Stroop's unit?
We do not enter his unit without PPE.
What is PPE?
Our office purchased full suits, including head wraps, mask, footies for your boots in order to prevent us from taking any bed bugs home with us.
And did Mr. Stroop's situation facilitate ACT getting this PPE?
Correct. They were purchased solely for his apartment.
And has ACT or Pivotal ever worked with individuals that clean apartments or units for their clients?
Objection, Your Honor. Again, as to relevance, what the ACT team does with others.
Just laying a foundation for my next question.
Well, did you ever ask anybody to clean this apartment?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
I did not personally, but Kevin did hire somebody to clean his apartment.
When was that?
2023? End of 2023 into 2024.
Now, you were aware we had a previous case in 2024. I think you've been at all, if not all, most of these proceedings. There was an earlier case in 2024, 241901 LT, which preceded this case. Are you aware of that?
Are you
I don't mean the file number, but you remember there was another case in 2024 when we had extensive argument about bed bugs in Mr. Stroop's apartment.
end of 2024, right?
You said 241901.
241901. The case was filed in, wow. It was filed in January of 2024. And
Are you sure about that, Judge?
that's what it says here. Case file stamp 10/29/24.
Right.
Yes.
All right, date filed, and then we went through hearings all the way to January of 2025. December of 2025.
Yes, I am familiar with that.
All right, yes.
Are you aware that that case was settled?
From my understanding, yes.
Paragraph 2 of that settlement says plaintiff shall, within 10 days of the date of this order, schedule an all-inclusive thermal remediation package, the primary component of which is the bed bug heat treatment from Pronto Pest Control, 1050 Canaris Street, number 17 in Constantine, Michigan, to occur no later than 30 days from the date of this order, pending Pronto's schedule. Is that, were you aware that an all-inclusive thermal remediation package was part of the settlement of that case?
Yes.
And is that the thermal treatment that you helped Mr. Stroop prepare for?
Yes.
Paragraph 4 indicates plaintiff shall provide no less than 10 days notice of the all-inclusive thermal remediation package treatment dates to the following individuals in the following manners.
Your Honor, objection as to relevance. That
What
case has
this
been.
is, this was the previous case where a settlement was reached, and then the plaintiff contends that the defendant breached the settlement agreement and filed a petition to reinstate the agreement, the termination. Counsel objected, saying that they didn't do these things, and so we were trying to determine how many angels could dance on the head of a pin, whether they complied with the agreement or not. So plaintiff just started all over again and filed a new complaint based on this current set of facts. So that issue had all been litigated. He signed an agreement The plaintiff's contention was he did not comply with the agreement and they moved to terminate the tenancy. Defendant's contention was defendant didn't meet all their requirements of their side of the agreement. And so we were fighting about whether to reinstate it. So rather than fight that fight, they simply started afresh with a new petition to terminate his tenancy.
Paragraph 3 of that settlement says, plaintiff agrees to simultaneously undertake any additional treatment that Pronto Pest Management recommends for Mr. Stroop's wing of the complex, i.e. for units number 18.
Now, this is a very poor witness for this. Did you ever read this document? Have you ever heard any of this before right now?
I have, yes.
Okay, so you were aware and helped him reach this agreement?
I did not help him reach the agreement, no.
All right, at what point did you read the document?
After it was done in court, I received it. I went over it with Kevin, so he understood it after as well.
All right.
And were you in communication with me throughout the course of that litigation?
Yes.
And to finish that paragraph, if plaintiff chooses not to undertake all recommendations from Pronto Management for these additional units, then Mr. Stroop is relieved of all financial responsibility for any reinfestation in his unit for the next 12 months. Are you aware of any other units in that building being treated?
I have been told
Objection
from
is
other
this
parties.
witness.
So you are not.
Objection, Your
personally-
Honor. As to-
Just a minute, that's hearsay.
I'll rephrase the question, Your Honor. Do you have any personal knowledge? Did you ever witness anyone treat those other units?
No,
Have the bed bugs prevented your ability to help Mr. Stroop clean his apartment, or your team's ability to clean his apartment?
yes,
And between the date of the thermal heat treatment and now, today, do you have any personal knowledge that Mr. Stroop went and picked things out of the trash?
no,
Do you have any personal knowledge that he has brought other items of furniture secondhand into his unit?
no.
Your Honor, objection as
Do
to
you have
this
any
whole line of
personal
questioning.
knowledge that he didn't?
What I can tell you is I have observed nothing in his apartment that is new or not previously seen.
All right, that's fair enough.
And did you and your team,
Wait. Whoa. It doesn't matter if everything is secondhand, does it? What does that have to do with anything? There's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with everything being secondhand. Nothing. I don't understand what's going on.
helped Mr. Stroop get rid of a lot of his personal belongings
Unfortunately, yes,
because of the bed bugs?
correct.
Was this agitating and did this aggravate Mr. Stroop's mental health condition?
Very much.
Are you currently able to place Mr. Stroop in an adult foster care facility?
Unfortunately, no.
Is that because of the bed bug infestation in his unit?
Yes.
Let me inquire there, because I wondered forever, since the start of this, why you didn't place him somewhere else. Certainly recently, when the place was condemned, did you make efforts to place him someplace else?
I am legally obligated to notify any licensed foster home that he has bed bugs, which limits their willingness to take him. I am also not legally authorized to force him. He, up until the last week, has been adamant against living in a foster care home.
Ms. Farley, you've had conversations with him about this.
Yes, many.
And you've looked for other housing for him.
We have had conversations with Kevin about his other housing options. The only options he has is an adult foster care home or another apartment complex.
Were you aware that Mr. Stroop lost his housing choice voucher?
I was made aware of a loss of a voucher. I will be honest, I didn't fully understand what that meant exactly, but I was made aware throughout this court process at some point that he did lose his voucher. That was relayed to me by the previous management of Pine Valley, and that he was going to be
Objection, Your
given-
Honor, as to hearsay. Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Well, it is hearsay, but again, she's gonna contend that it was from the adverse party. Who's the person that told you he lost his voucher?
Shannon.
Did she say why?
I honestly couldn't answer.
Maybe it's near my passport. We'll find
All right.
them both
You
together.
may continue.
Were you ever notified that Mr. Stroop's voucher was in jeopardy?
No,
You only found out after.
correct.
Would it surprise you that he voluntarily, would it surprise you that he signed a piece of paper that Shannon handed him to sign?
That's not evidence.
Yeah,
Would it surprise you if the moon was full tonight?
Are you aware
It's raining.
that Pine Valley Place asked him to give up his housing choice voucher?
No,
Okay. Is Mr. Stroop on fixed income?
yes,
Will you be able to get him into an apartment unit that is market rate, meaning not subsidized?
no,
Is it fair to say that at this point in time, this is the only roof over Mr. Stroop's? I'm sorry, that's a terrible question. I withdraw that question. Is it fair to say at this time that you have nowhere else for Mr. Stroop to go?
correct.
Other than to leave him in a condemned apartment where he's getting bit daily by bed bugs. Is that correct?
Correct.
Why isn't he here today?
So I will start, sir. I'm not a medical professional. However, Kevin was
Everybody say hi to Drunken Smurf. He's hiding on Twitch.
recently left Elkhart General after having 2 surgeries due to pulmonary embolism. He is currently on oxygen in his home. He has developed or intensified an already existing anxiety disorder to the point where Kevin is scared to leave his apartment. He's afraid he's going to die. He's also on oxygen.
Are you aware of a risk that Kevin has metastatic cancer?
Yes, while he was in Elkhart General, I was notified that they are concerned and believe he potentially has a cancer mass on his throat, and needed oncology to perform tests to inquire about that. And unfortunately, that test did not get done.
Was Mr. Stroop deemed to be of sound mind at the time that he left Elkhart General Hospital against medical advice?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to this line of questioning. This goes beyond. This is medical knowledge and not something that an ACT CARE member, I think, is qualified to answer, how he was deemed.
So it's your understanding that he left Elkhart General under their medical advice?
Against their medical advice. He was deemed mentally stable to leave on his own. And that I can attest to.
Deemed by who?
The psychiatrist at Elkhart General.
Did you have a conversation with Mr. Stroop yesterday?
I-
Or this week?
Yes,
did Mr. Stroop appear to be aware of his, did Mr. Stroop seem to be aware of his surroundings?
Yes, he was logical, linear, and oriented times 4.
And did you have any reason to believe that he did not understand the decisions he was making?
And what decisions?
Generally, any decisions.
No, I didn't see anything that made me concerned that he was not aware of his decisions.
Are you aware of any rental delinquency for Mr. Stroop's unit?
No,
As far as you're aware, his rent's been being paid.
I normally would be told otherwise, and I have not been told. So based off my current knowledge, as far as I know, yes.
I apologize, Your Honor, this is my last question. I may have already asked it. If Mr. Stroop did not have bed bugs, would you and your team be able to help him clean the countertops?
We would try.
And you would try to clean his bathroom?
We would try.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may step down. Oh, wait a minute. Ms. Amato, do you have questions for this witness?
I do, Your Honor, a few. You indicated that Mr. Stroop was aware enough to leave the hospital against medical advice, correct?
Correct.
What
That's
would our
per the
witness go?
psychiatrist at
Oh,
Alfred
I'm
General,
sorry.
yes.
Okay, thank you. So Mr. Stroop knowingly went back to his unit, which was already deemed uninhabitable. Correct?
Correct.
Who brought Mr. Stroop home from Elkhart Hospital?
Mr. Stroop actually took a cab.
You talked a bit about chemical treatment and steam treatment. Would you agree that you are not an expert in bed bug eradication, remediation?
Yes.
Okay, I actually looked into this last night, guys. I looked into bed bug exterminators or whatever, and it is not that simple. It's not like, you have the mosquito guy that comes to the backyard, or ants or flies or roaches. Not that roaches are easy, they're not easy. But bed bugs, so you have to get this specialized steamer. I think it has to be over 120 degrees for X amount of time. It kills the bed bugs and it kills the eggs. Okay, but it has to be done. It has to be applied in the correct places. And I think, well, from what I read, and I could be wrong, I just, was messing around, but I think you have to get a license. You have to be licensed for the cleaner, and you have to be licensed for bed bugs. You have to understand their patterns, and where they live, and how they hide, and how they travel, and their life cycle. You have to be licensed in bed bugs, and you have to be licensed for these cleaners. And these cleaners are not, like, you can't just go buy one from Walmart. It's not what we as consumers use as steam cleaners to clean our homes or whatever. They don't work. Bed bugs would laugh at those. There's these industrial cleaners that are freaking expensive. That being said, to get a bed bug cleaner to clean something, or to help you with an infestation, outstandingly expensive. Which is why they have to be so licensed and knowledgeable. Because can you imagine giving someone $4,000 and then a couple months later or a year later, you have bed bugs again? Oof. Oh, I would be so mad. So when you hire someone, they know what they're doing. If they're licensed, they have to be licensed. They know what they're doing, and they spent a ton of their own money for the equipment that's used to clean your bed bugs, and it's not something you can handle yourself. Listen, I DIY everything. DIY everything. Never, except spelling. That I need help with. I mean, seriously, there's very few things in this house that I'm like, nah, I need to hire someone. Maybe the electrical panel. I'm not that stupid. But bed bugs, if I had bed bugs, I wouldn't even consider trying to do it myself. You can't. You need a professional. You do, Bobby. You need a professional. You can't just put peppermint around your windowsills. $900 is cheap. Unfreaking believably cheap. That's amazing that she or you, I don't know. I don't know who paid. I'm going to guess you did. Paid the $900 because a $4,000 bill is not something astronomical. That's average.
When Mr. Stroop, now you said you can't send him any place because of the bed bugs, correct?
Not correct, because I also learned that it's harder to get them than you think from visiting someone who has bed bugs. Like let's say I go to my sister's house and she has bed bugs, right? They crawl very, very, very slowly. They don't fly, they don't jump, they crawl. So for you to get bugs to take home with you to infest your own house, like you would have to sit in the sofa with the bed bugs. You would have to make yourself available for a long enough time that it's easy for them to crawl into one of your pants or your folds of your clothes. Yeah, pest control company is licensed. They are the people that you would call. They have the correct stuff for bed bugs. But you can't just, like, if you walk through someone's house with bed bugs, chances of you getting a bed bug is slim to none, because they need time to, they have to feel the heat from you and carbon dioxide, and they have to crawl towards that. And then I guess it's possible that you accidentally step on one with your shoe. It gets stuck to something. It's already on the bottom of your shoe, and then you walk the whole way home or drive home or whatever, and then it magically unsticks off of that stuck part. I don't know, but that's just one bed bug. It's hard. It's hard unless you stay there for a bit to get them.
Correct. Can I answer that question differently?
Yes.
Sure.
I can
Go ahead.
attempt to place him in an adult foster care home. It is up to that home whether they would be willing to because of the bed bugs. Historically, it would be a no.
Did Mr. Stroop tell you that he's afraid to leave his apartment because he knows he's facing eviction?
No. It's not why he's afraid to leave his apartment.
Did you visit Mr. Stroop while he was in the hospital?
No.
If Mr. Stroop was bed bug free, you could place him?
I would have a much better option of placing him, yes. He still, at this point, would have to agree to that.
And he's not agreeing to that, is he?
Prior to a week ago, no. He is actually verbalizing that he is starting to become open to it.
So when Mr. Stroop was in the hospital, was he bed bug free?
What do you mean?
Well, he's in the hospital, right? Did he have bed bugs on him?
When he went to that hospital, yes.
Okay. Was there a period of time when he was in the hospital that he didn't have bed bugs on him?
I did not see him in the hospital, so I couldn't answer that.
Okay. But if Mr. Stroop didn't have bed bugs on him when he was at the hospital and he would have agreed to be transferred, you could have transferred him, correct?
I would still have to notify the foster care home that his belongings, his clothes have bed bugs. And again, it would be up to them whether they would accept that.
Okay, but Mr. Stroop, just Mr. Stroop, could have been placed in adult foster care if he didn't bring any of his belongings with him, right?
Again, I would
If he
have
would
the
have
option of
agreed.
contacting them, but it would still be up to them, and I would still have to notify them that he came from an apartment prior to a hospitalization with severe infestation.
Okay, that's not what I asked you. I asked you,
I'm
If
not
he
sure she's
would have
qualified to answer that. We don't know how long he was in the hospital. I'm assuming by the time he got out of the hospital, he was bed bug free, but we don't know that. We're just assuming it. And I don't think this witness knows it either. She never went to see him. And I don't even know if we know how long he was there. I
Raise
hope he
your
was
hand
bed bug
if
free
you're
when he left, but
bed-bug
assuming
free.
that,
Raise your hand.
no effort at that point was made to do it because he left in contrary to their advice and took a cab and went home.
Correct.
I have no further questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Farley, do you believe that has Mr. Stroop's paranoid schizophrenia been exacerbated since his hospitalization?
Yes.
Is it customary for people with paranoid schizophrenia to shelter or be reclusive?
Yes.
And is it customary for them to have exacerbations in hospitalized settings?
Your Honor, goes beyond the scope of my
Sure.
cross.
I mean, counsel was asking about his mental state at the time of his hospitalization, but, and his willing return to his home. My questions were about whether his disease was contributing to him leaving against medical advice and his fear and anxiety. I think it's been established.
It's been established.
Did you ever express concern to the management company about Mr. Stroop's carpet and other?
Your Honor, again, objection goes beyond the scope of my cross.
She can inquire.
Can you repeat it?
That's not even a thing anymore, but go ahead.
Did you ever express concern to the property management company that there were bed bugs in his carpet?
I personally did not. My team did, yes.
Your team expressed to management that a concern for bed bugs in the carpet.
Yes.
To your knowledge, was that carpet ever treated or changed?
It was not changed.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Anything further, Ms. Amato?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. You may step down. Anything further, Counselor? I would note, witness Brenneman left. They got up to go into the bathroom. So she had her phone, or they had their phone. They were in the bathroom. So I put them in the waiting room, and I think she thought we forgot her, or she just got bored. She's been sitting there for 3.5 hours, and she's no longer in the waiting room. or they're no longer in the waiting room. I'm not sure what the status is. So that witness is not presently here.
That is troublesome for the defense because we have Officer Hayden, I'm sorry, I should be standing. We have Officer Hayden indicating representation of steam treatment, and we have no other, but that there was no record or proof of it. As far as the records I've been provided, no treatments were done, but I can't prove that to the court without that witness.
My intention was to go till midnight if we needed to. I don't have large blocks of time. I've spent, I don't know, 20, 40 hours
Oh, Judge, if I had a nickel every single time I heard that.
on this case, many court hours on this particular case. The defendant's had bed bugs since 2021, and his position, he's a victim of a careless or uncaring apartment complex and poor bed bug treatment. Their position is he's the source of the bed bugs. He is endangering everybody else in our apartment complex. He's the one that brings bed bugs to the complex. He brings bed bugs to court. We have to treat the courtroom every time he comes in here. Because of his intellectual capacity and his mental illness, he has difficulty with the everyday life challenges. And we know it's like none of this is his fault. He's not responsible for this status that's been going on for 5 years. He's riddled with bed bug bites. He brings bed bugs, as I said, with him when he comes to court. He brings bed bugs on the bus. His contention is that he got the bed bugs from there. We do know they've spent thousands of dollars in treatments since 2021. But
To be fair, Your Honor, he actually spent $1,500.
yes, he spent money of his own as well.
High security.
And as a practical matter, he has literally nowhere to go. And somehow he lacks responsibility for that. He does get accommodations because of his mental illness. He does live in a subsidized apartment where the rules are stricter about the ability to terminate a tenancy. The other side of the coin is everybody else in this apartment complex. My hope was in 2023 or 2024 or somewhere, they would have found it. Here's Ms. Brenneman or Ms.
Please finish that sentence, Judge. Please. Please, I need to know what you're going to say.
But it never happened. And the place is filthy. That's not bed bugs. That may encourage bed bugs, but it's filthy. Again, a function of his mental capacity and his, thank you for coming back. You've been waiting for a long time. You went into the bathroom with your camera and I put you in the waiting room. You didn't need to be in the bathroom and be here on this proceeding. You've been waiting.
Every time Bill Henderson, American Courts, calls me, I go to the bathroom because normally, like, he calls me at a time where he doesn't know. Don't tell him.
All afternoon. Ms. Bauer has some questions that she would like to ask you. We may be here till midnight. Would you please raise your right hand? You swear or affirm any testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true to the best of your knowledge and belief.
Ms. Brenneman, you're muted.
You're on mute.
That damn mute button gets you every time, doesn't it?
Judge, my first question is going to be whether she's driving.
Yeah, we'll find out. I don't think she's moving, but she might be.
Yell louder, it helps. Yell real loud.
All right, I turned it off, but it doesn't work. Can you hear it? Can you speak now?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Are you driving?
Okay. I am currently pulled over.
All right.
I had sat in the waiting room for a while and then it kicked me out. I assumed someone with the court had ended my session.
Oh, what happened is the thing clicked out because we'd been on for so long. All right, you're under oath. Would you state your name for the record, please?
Susan Brenneman?
Ms. Bauer?
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Brenneman, you work for Pronto Pest Management?
Yes.
And you're licensed to administer pest control for bed bugs?
I'm licensed by the state, yes.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I'm licensed state.
She's licensed by the state.
Thank you, Judge. So you're familiar with the best method for detecting bed bugs?
The
According to
best
your
method for
company's website?
detecting bed bugs?
According to the Pronto Pest Management. I'm sorry, Ms. Brenneman, go ahead. I didn't mean to speak over you.
Oh, yeah, I'm not understanding what you mean by that question.
According to the Pronto Pest Management website, canine scent detection is 95 to 98% accurate. Is that correct?
Yes. To the best of my knowledge, yes.
It is far more accurate for detecting bed bugs than visual inspection.
Yeah.
Does Pronto Pest Management deploy a canine force?
We have detection dogs that we use.
Okay.
I know it doesn't seem like it, but I swear to heaven, I went in and I took out 100 of pauses in between questions. They must have just been much longer than these pauses. But I went in, I took out 8 minutes of pauses, of just pauses in between questions.
Are you aware of the thermal treatment that was performed on Mr. Stroop's unit at the beginning of 2025?
Yes, I believe it was done in March.
Did Pronto Pest Management ever send a canine scent detection, but I'm sorry, I don't remember exactly how you said it. A scent detection canine to Mr. Stroop's unit after that thermal treatment?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Is it fair to say that would have been the best way to know if there were still bed bugs in that unit?
Possibly, but with the amount of activity that was in there previously, anything alive would have more than likely been able to be seen.
Immediately after the thermal treatment? It would have been?
Yes.
Did Pronto Pest Management issue a certificate of clearance for Mr. Stroop's unit after that thermal treatment?
No, we did not.
Because you never got rid of the bed bugs all the way.
They were never remediated with the thermal. They were not completely eradicated from the apartment after the thermal remediation.
And no steam treatment was ever performed on Unit 17 after that thermal remediation treatment, right?
No, I did not perform one.
I have no further questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Amato?
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm sorry, Ms. Brennan, if you can see bed bugs, do you need a dog to tell you there's bed bugs there if you can see them?
No.
Okay, so you didn't need the dog for Mr. Stroop's unit, correct?
Ma'am, look, I'm not trying to be, in a fighting position right now, but you will always need a dog. Always. The answer to that question is always.
Correct.
Because you saw them. Okay.
Correct.
So you said that the bed bugs were not completely removed after the thermal treatment?
Yes,
Okay.
that is correct.
And did that have anything to do with Mr. Stroop's preparation of the unit?
In part, I believe yes.
Okay. And what was the in part?
Our prep notice asks that they bag their bedding and other cloth items and remove them away from the bed and any other furniture that we are going to treat. If there are cloth items around the furniture that we need to treat, we're not going to treat it because we're not going to take a chance of getting the chemicals on the cloth items. We can't guarantee that they will launder them appropriately afterwards.
About how many times would you say you've been to Mr. Stroop's property has Pronto been there in the last year?
Probably 20.
What? What? They had the pest control people out to his apartment 20 times in the last year.
We were going twice a month.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
How many times in total since 2021 has Pronto Pest Management been there, if you can tell?
80.
Probably every twice a month, every month for the entirety.
Martha, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
How many times have you personally been there?
Over the course of the 4 or 5 years that I had been servicing the KMG properties, probably 50, maybe more.
What was the condition of Mr. Stroop's apartment from what you saw?
There were always housekeeping issues, and more towards the latter, there were sanitation issues.
Why, after several hundred attempts to eradicate bed bugs from this unit, have you been unable to do that?
The amount of bed bugs that were in the apartment, plus we believe there was reintroducement going on.
Okay, maybe for 3 months or 4 months. Maybe. I mean, maybe. But that's so much. They have spent so much money on this pest control company, and the bugs are still there after 2 times a month for years. Yo, that's not right.
All right, thank you. Ms. Amato, you have any questions for the witness?
Yes, when you treated Mr. Stroop's apartment, did you see all stages of bed bugs?
Yes, ma'am. On more than one occasion.
Thank you.
Attorney Amato, does that conclude your
You
questions?
look beautiful green pumps. You look beautiful.
Pardon me, Ms. Bauer?
Do you have further questions?
Oh, no, thank you. I'm sorry.
All right, Ms. Bauer, you have any further questions?
Do, Your Honor.
All right.
Ms. Brenneman, you testified that you treat the property twice a month, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you treat Mr. Stroop's unit twice a month, right?
Unless he was ill or not prepared for us to treat, we were treating his apartment twice a month.
Was that not part of your monthly, bi-monthly treatment for the entire complex?
I guess I'm not understanding the question.
Do you treat, that's fair, or I understand. Do you treat common areas at Pine Valley Place roughly twice a month?
No, once a month.
And you said that part of the issue was that he didn't comply with treatment requirements. But according to the heat treatment instructions that were integrated into the final order, number 4, larger fabric, sorry, you said that he didn't cooperate with the treatment because he didn't put his clothing and linens in bags. But number 4 here says, larger fabric items, linens, towels, blankets, etc. These items should be left in the area being heated as they are likely to shelter insects. Place these items in open weave laundry baskets. Pack the items very loosely to allow for air circulation. Do not pack in plastic bags. Is that accurate?
Okay, so
for the
I
heat
didn't do
treatment?
the heat treatment. I only do the chemical treatments. So the preparation sheet for the heat treatment is completely different from the chemical treatment, and the heat treatment are different. There are similarities, but
Did you ever personally, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you weren't done. Will you say that last part again?
When it comes to cloth items, it's different for the heat treatment and a chemical treatment.
Do cloth items need to be bagged for steam treatment?
They're supposed, for steam and chemical treatment, yes, they should be bagged and laundered.
You would administer the steam to the bagged clothing to kill the
No,
bugs inside the bag?
no, we don't steam the tenants' clothing. We steam their furniture and baseboards.
Did you ever steam Mr. Stroop's baseboards?
Not that I can recall.
Did you ever steam Mr. Stroop's bed?
Not that I can recall.
Did you ever steam the chair that Mr. Stroop sits in?
Not that I can recall.
So after the thermal treatment that did not completely eradicate the bugs, you went back to treating his unit the way you had been treating it for the previous 4 years,
With chemicals, yes.
right? And just like it didn't work before, it didn't work this time.
I believe we did have lower activity directly after the heat treatment, but then levels continued to rise.
The typical lifespan of a bed bug, it's pretty long, isn't it?
I believe it's about 2 years.
So if there's a bed bug in his unit that didn't get killed, it could find other bed bugs in that unit that didn't get killed, right?
I mean, I don't know that they go looking for each other.
Okay. But they do mate with each other.
A female only has to get impregnated once in its life cycle to lay 7 to 10 eggs every single day.
So that can grow pretty exponentially, right?
Yes.
So unless they're all gone, the risk that the original infestation propagates is pretty good.
Yes.
No further questions, Ron?
Ms. Amato?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, Ms. Bauer asked you if you steam cleaned the different places in the unit. How often do you do that?
It depends on the level of activity and the cooperation we get from the tenant.
All right, did you chemically spray all those places? His bed, his chair, his clothing, or not his clothing, his bed, his chair, his baseboards. Did you chemically treat them each time?
Yes.
Of all the units at TG Pine Valley Place, how did this one compare?
The level of activity was always higher. That combined with the housekeeping and sanitation issues did not make it easier for us to treat.
Is this the worst unit in the complex?
Yes.
For 5 years?
Yes.
Nothing further. Ms. Bauer may have an additional question.
Ms. Brenneman, are you familiar with Unit 5 at Pine Valley Place?
Yes, I am.
And Unit 5 does not touch Unit 17, does it?
No, it does not.
I have a note here from the records provided by plaintiff's counsel that on April 2nd, Unit 5 crazy positive, steamed as much as possible, including sealing. Is that plausible?
That is law, yes.
So Mr. Stroop's unit, on a totally different side of the building, is thermally treated on March 21st. And on April 2nd, you brought steam to Unit 5, but you didn't make sure there was nothing else alive in Unit 17, and you didn't steam Unit 17.
No, I don't believe we steamed 17.
You said you're very familiar with Unit 5.
Pretty familiar with it, yes. I mean, it's been a while.
Is it fair to say that Unit 5 was kind of a hoarder place?
I'm sorry, a what place?
Was there a lot of, were there a lot of belongings in Unit 5?
I wouldn't say an overabundance. I don't believe it was a hoarding issue.
Let me ask you this. What makes you so familiar with Unit 5?
I've treated it multiple times.
And at some point in time, the infestation in Unit 5 was crazy positive. At some point, the infestation in Unit 5 was significant. Let me say it that way.
Yes.
And have you ever steamed in a unit? Have you ever steamed a ceiling?
Me personally, no.
Are you familiar with the companies using steam treatment on ceilings?
It will usually be the ceiling line where the wall meets the ceiling, not the entire ceiling. If the steam gets too close to a sprinkler head, it's going to set the sprinkler off.
To your knowledge, Mr. Stroop's ceiling was never steamed.
Not that I'm aware of.
And is it customary to administer chemical treatment to ceiling areas ever?
Spray ceiling lines, yes.
How many times did you spray the ceiling line in Mr. Stroop's unit?
I'm not sure.
Did you ever spray the ceiling line in Mr. Stroop's unit?
I'm sure we have, yes.
Do bed bugs live in the ceiling? Is that a stupid question? Would they just be like, oh, stop? They don't just like crawl on the ceiling and fall down on people, do they? They can't. Somebody tell me they don't do that. Let's not think too hard about this. Let's just try to get through this court case, please.
You don't remember ever doing it.
I mean, it's been months since I've been there. I mean, we're talking like hundreds of properties that I've been to, hundreds of other apartments that I've treated since. So no, I can't give you a specific date of when I did it.
What triggers you to spray other areas other than a baseboard?
Live activity.
So every time you've been in his unit, there's been live activity,
Yes.
but you have not sprayed his ceiling every time you've been in his unit.
Probably not, no.
How, never mind. Okay. What other areas do you typically apply chemical treatment when you're treating a unit?
We will spray the entirety of a box spring. We will spray the underside and the sides of a mattress. We will spray baseboards, door frames, window frames.
I wonder if they'll just do that if you don't have bed bugs. Let's say I want someone to come in and just steam clean the hell out of all the beds and the windows and
Undersides and insides of couches, recliners. The same thing. We will flip it over, spray the underside, the inside. We will take the back off of the recliner if it comes off and spray the individual parts of the recliner and then put it back together. We've sprayed the back of his entertainment center. Door hinges.
Just to be clear, all of those different things that you mentioned, he doesn't have those in his unit like a box spring, so you didn't spray a box spring in the last year.
Not in the last year, no, but he did previously have a box spring.
When was the last time you treated the property?
I believe it was September.
I don't know cleaners that will come in once a week and like steam out your entire mattress.
You didn't treat the property in October.
Me personally,
November.
no.
Do you know the last time Pronto Pest treated Mr. Stroop's unit?
I believe it was the middle of October.
Do you interact with property management when you're on properties?
Yes, if they are on site and available.
No further questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything further for Mrs. Brenneman? Ms. Amato?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Brenneman,
No,
thank you
now
for
I
your
need to
patience.
know how many people purchase steamed clean mattresses every month. How many of you have cleaners that come in and steam clean your mattress once a month or once 2 months, whatever?
Been with us almost 4 hours.
They clean the stove, they clean your bathroom, they clean the floors, they don't do windows, but they don't steam clean mattresses.
I'll release you and you can go on with your day. Thank you. All right, Ms. Amato, I lost your camera again.
Oh,
Actually, it's hard to get to mattresses anymore because we have all those mattress toppers on. I have real thick mattress toppers that you just throw in the big washing machine. But so my mattress is always covered in all kinds of things.
You had two things on, I just have one. All right, Ms. Bauer, anything further from the defense?
I have never had a cleaner, not
No,
once.
no. Defense rests.
I have seen
All
cleaners.
right, any rebuttal
of
from the
those.
plaintiff?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, I wish I could see you, but it's time for your argument, Ms. Amato.
Thank you, Your Honor. I think I just lost power. Computers.
Well, we can still hear you for what that's worth.
Take for my other.
Okay, I misspoke. I'm sorry. I hope you're okay, Pam.
I'm fine. I'm
You lost
fine.
power at your house?
No. Computer. And then
Oh, I'm so glad this happened because this was going so quick before I couldn't keep up.
and was show face, the power just, I didn't plug it in. So if we want
Ms.
to take a
Amato,
minute,
for your consideration, I allowed you to appear by Zoom. And this is bad. This is poor. We can't hear you. Every other word is blanked out. Can't see you. It's not an ideal circumstance. Continue to talk and see if we can still hear you.
how is that, Your Honor? Is that any better?
I guess so. Go ahead.
Your Honor, I apologize. I've never had this happen before. Your Honor, just in closing, my client is asking for a possession judgment. Mr. Stroop has obviously not complied with the cleanliness as required in his apartment. When he signed his lease, he signed a lease that said he would keep his apartment clean and wholesome, free of pests, sanitary. For at least the last 4 or 5 years, Mr. Stroop has not been compliant with that. He is actually living in an apartment which the landlord cannot rent. It has been tagged as uninhabitable. We've heard testimony today from the city inspector that it is uninhabitable. He explained that to Mr. Stroop, and Mr. Stroop, in violation of the uninhabitable provisions of that unit, is still residing there. He is residing there today. Your Honor, my humanity, I struggle with making this argument to the court because Mr. Stroop, at the end of the day, is a human being and his situation has been thrust upon him, and this weighs heavily. But Your Honor, he is placing the complex at risk. He should not be allowed to reside there. And I understand that Ms. Bauer is advocating for her client, but that is advocating for a position that is just untenable for him. He is riddled with bed bugs. He's living with those bed bugs. He's bitten. His home is unsanitary. And it is just not a good environment for Mr. Stroop, nor is it a good environment for the complex, Your Honor. I would ask the court to enter a judgment of possession.
All right. Ms. Bauer?
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Attorney Amato, for working together on this case. You and I have always gotten along quite well. This case would not have dragged on if whoever plaintiff is, just did its job. We heard evidence that Mr. Stroop has been living in this property with bed bugs for 5 years. The management company's pest control contract has a way of doing things that doesn't work. They did not remediate the problem entirely. Unsurprisingly, the problem sprung a light. Plaintiff is asking for an order of possession for Pine Valley Place. Pine Valley Place doesn't own the property anymore. We heard testimony that the property was sold on December 11th. This case wasn't filed until December 12th. AMG, the entity authorized to enter the lease, is not a party to this case. We have an owner that has accepted rent, certainly after the notice to quit, and apparently throughout the pendency of this litigation, they just didn't return it. That's not what this case demonstrates that Mr. Stroop.
Ms. Bauer, I'm going to give you until 5:30 to complete your argument. Otherwise, we go till 6:30. So I'll see if you can be done within the next 12 minutes.
Yeah, I'll be done, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Plaintiff continued to renew his lease for 5 years. They didn't initiate a thermal remediation treatment until Kevin asked them to contract for an all-inclusive thermal remediation package that he volunteered to pay for, that he did pay for, and that was never fully executed. He was guaranteed a certificate of clearance as part of consideration for entering that contract. No certificate of clearance was issued. No steam treatment, which was promised to him, was administered. The complex continued to accept rent from him, continued business as usual. They did not identify a problem and try to fix it in any way other than evicting Mr. Stroop. We heard from Mr. Hayden that this issue is curable. That posting would not be there if the bed bugs were treated and the ACT team could help Mr. Stroop clean, which efforts Mr. Stroop, we've heard him supporting testimony that he made efforts to do that. Instead, they actually did nothing after that condemnation notice happened, when theoretically, if he's not supposed to be in there and he's not in there, that's the ideal time to be hands on the ground to treat that unit. And they did nothing for that unit.
Well, there wasn't evidence that he wasn't in there, other than the time I guess he was in the hospital. We don't have evidence of how long that was, but there wasn't evidence that he vacated after that condemnation notice. But at some point he was out of there, because we know at some point he was in the hospital.
Yeah, not once. Not once since that condemnation notice did the prior owner, the prior management company, the current owner, the current management company bring someone into that unit to treat it in any way, chemically, thermally, or by steam. We heard evidence from the care team that they helped him prepare for these treatments. We had evidence that these treatments were administered. They charged him for those treatments. They just went about business as usual. Monthly and bi-monthly sprays, charge him, collect the money for rent, collect the money for pest treatment, and let his physical and mental well-being deteriorate. Deny him and isolate him from his care team the only support systems that he
Just a
has.
I'm still in court. No, I gotta go.
Honey, dinner's done. It's time for you
Just
to come
Patterson
home.
keeps calling me and I'm not sure what it's about, but
You can tell him
he didn't
it's
believe
my
me.
fault.
I got Meg Bauer in here. I'm still in court.
Be like, oh, it's a good thing she doesn't do family law.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's the crux of the argument here. They were happy to take his rent. They were happy to let him pay for the heat treatment. And they're the ones that have a duty under the state law and federal law to provide him with a safe and habitable place to live. When his unit was condemned, they didn't facilitate that unit getting treated. They didn't facilitate him, but providing him another unit or getting treatment in that unit. They proceeded to evict him. They have knowledge that he has a mental health disorder, but at no point in time did they contact themselves, did they contact his care team. And also, we heard evidence that this new company has a consult on February 16th with a very reputable pest control company. And maybe this new owner would help Mr. Stroop and actually properly treat this unit. But it's pretty clear that Mr. Stroop was not provided the same service that other units in this complex were provided, that his unit was not provided the treatment that would most effectively address these issues. He was, like everyone else, almost everyone else in society has done, ignored, or worse, denied access and to the same services that other tenants provided and received. We also, my colleague mentioned that there was harm, risk to other tenants, but we heard no testimony. We heard zero testimony of his unit causing issues to other tenants. Pine Valley Place, this new LLC owner, and KMG Management, this new property management company, they have a duty to Mr. Stroop when they accept his rent. They have a duty to Mr. Stroop when they accept his tenancy. Mr. Stroop, through his own actions, is not the reason this problem has an issue, that this unit is a problem. Certainly not in isolation. The plaintiff is not entitled to an order of possession. For that reason, the defense asks this court to either dismiss this case without prejudice, for lack of standing, or with prejudice. The plaintiff has not satisfied or established the threshold necessary to evict the paranoid schizophrenic from his subsidized housing unit. Thank you.
This case has a long history.
This-
We spent,
This one live stream was pretty damn long. All right, guys, what do you think? How is he gonna roll? I don't know what he's gonna say. I didn't see it. I didn't watch it. But you're all right. It's condemned. No one can live there. So there's only one thing the judge can really say. He can't live there anymore. But there's something else he can say. They can't evict him. They have to move him into a better better spot. He can say that.
Not much of 2024 and 2025 on the previous case. There was a consent judgment that was entered, and the plaintiff contended that the defendant did not comply with the consent judgment and filed an affidavit to enter the writ of eviction. Defendant was represented by Ms. Bauer. She objected to that. And the question at that point was, had they complied with the terms of the deferral agreement, not whether the termination should be terminated, excuse me. I looked in the court records, which is a part of the record of the court. The last 20 years, TJ Pine Valley Place has filed 3 summary proceedings actions. 2 were against Mr. Stroop, and there was another defendant. And I don't know what kind of case that was, but there are only 3 cases in the last 20 years by this plaintiff. 2 are this defendant. So they started over again with a new petition. And as I mentioned, and we're all aware, the rules are different for subsidized apartments. And the rules are different. There is some accommodation for people with mental illness and other physical or mental handicaps. It was alleged, both in the previous case and this one, that this has caused harm to other tenants in the premises. There were some notices in there, but we didn't get into any of that. None of it's in evidence. We do know another apartment also had bed bugs in it. But there's a question of how much accommodation do you get? And let's assume that this was condemned because there was a gas leak and it was unsafe to be there because of a gas leak. And Mr. Stroop says, I don't want to leave. And Pivotal says, we haven't got any place to put him. Am I going to let him stay there because of a gas leak? Or there's no heat. I don't want to leave. And I've seen this more than a few times. People will stay somewhere where there's no heat and no plumbing. Or there's a radioactive source or radon. It's not safe. I don't want to leave, and you can't evict me. So I get some accommodation to stay here and die, which is essentially what he wants. He doesn't want to leave. He's in very, very poor health. He left the hospital under the advice of medical staff, and he's here. It's condemned. It's not habitable for human habitation. The plaintiff at this point isn't allowed to rent it. And I can't. Condone's not the right word. It's close to it. I can't abide it. I can't just let him stay there in this bug-ridden apartment getting eaten up with bugs and filth and feces and grease and flies and several hundred treatments to just let him stay there and die. Now, I don't know that there's no place for him to go. Also, there's some issue of responsibility. It's although none of this is his fault. Because of his mental disabilities and his mental illness, his apartment is like this. He doesn't want it to be like this. He even paid money of his own, as you said, to remediate this. But it's a mess. I find that the plaintiff has met the burden to terminate this tenancy. And you may ask for a writ 10 days from today, which would be March the 13th. As a practical matter, I probably won't sign this order until March 17th because I don't have an order here. So
That's
I will
not
give
10
him
days.
until
That's not 10 days, Judge.
March 27th to vacate. Excuse me, February 27th.
Okay, that's better. February. Okay. Oh,
Any
this poor
money
guy.
that's being held
Oh.
by TJ Pine Valley Place shall be returned to his guardian. As a practical matter, you probably can't collect rent for a condemned apartment. Even though he's the one that caused it to be condemned. They don't have to evict him on March 27th. They have 56 days from the day to ask for the writ of eviction. So there needs to be a concerted effort to find a place for him to go. Also, Ms. Amato.
Whoa, stop. What does that mean? What, you can't just say that. Who has to put forth this effort? Where do they have to find him a place? You have to stop there. Do they have to get him a hotel? Do they have to find him another unit? Who does? Who is in charge of what you just said?
Ms. Kazer, he does have the right to appeal this. He has 10 days to file an appeal in the circuit court. And the circuit judge may view this differently than I do. I have now going on 3 years of experience with this particular case. So, Ms. Amato, I'd ask you to forward a judgment to me for possession. Appeal date is February 27th, and the writ date is February 27th, because I expect I will probably sign this on Tuesday. So if you email it to the address on the judgment, 3bcivil@stjosephcountymi.gov, that's on the notice.
Judge gave him 10
Within
days, a 10-day writ. He can appeal it. That's 10 days. But they can't actually evict him for 57 days. But they can take possession in 10 days because it's condemned.
That time, Mr. Hayden, I'd like you to conduct another inspection on the premises and see what the current state of affairs is. You guys have got your hands full, going to try to find a place for him to go, but he wants to just die there.
Wait. Who is beside his lawyer over there? Is that his guardian? Because if that's his guardian, that answers a ton of questions. His guardian has to do it. The judge just looked over at that defense table and said, you guys have got your hands full. Obviously, the defense attorney does not have their hands full. They're not going to go find him a place to live. Maybe they'll file an appeal, but it's not their responsibility to find him a place to live. So maybe that is his guardian over there. And then it's all on the guardian now.
That's not acceptable to me. Full of bed bugs. All right, that completes this record. And we'll be
Judge, can I ask a clarifier?
Yes.
As part of your order, they're expected to return his October, November, December, January, and February payments. This is the notice to quit was in October, and the condemnation was in October.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, we'll be in recess.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, that finishes very.
All right, guys. Josh, thank you for having me play that. I appreciate it. I do. That was a nice 2 streams worth. Now I need to burn my house down, I think. Yep. And definitely sweep my ceilings, at least with a broom, so I can lay down tonight. But I'm not going to mess with any spiders if I see them, because if there's a spider, the spider will eat a bed bug. Look, I'm not a spider expert, but I know this much. A spider is going to eat a bed bug. So maybe I'll go out and find a whole bunch of spiders, bring them in the house, try to have them make baby spiders. I don't know if you saw it, Smurf, but everybody said hi to you, and now they're saying goodbye to you over in YouTube world. All right, guys. Thanks for coming out. I'll see you in a few short hours for tomorrow's stream. I hope that you guys sleep well. If you made it here, you don't have to come tomorrow morning. Go to bed. Get some sleep. Bye, guys. Love ya. Bye.
Well, I thought I'd write a happy song. I found a chat room where I belong. You don't know how much it means to me. With such a groove, I'm less lonely. Oh, Kathy's the creator, she's leading the way. At court vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her smile shines bright, she's got that grace. Come join the fun, it's a welcome place. I can count on distraction from my pain, 'cause this creator takes you there and back again. Kathy is the heart here, always in stride. Her work is hard, but her joy she can't hide. Oh, Kathy's the creator, she's leading the way. At court vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her style is classy, she's always top shelf. Don't take my word, come and see for yourself. Her cases are new with a twist or two. I really like them, I believe you will too. A little lifeline passed along in rhyme. Why don't you join us? It's a guaranteed good time. Oh, Kathy's the creator, she's leading the way. At court vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her smile shines bright, she's got that grace. Come join the fun, it's a welcome